And so, as the final whistle of 2025 winds down, echoes across the floodlit expanse of the Oniko Stadium is ready to welcome one last NPFL fixture of the year. The Lagos night air still hums with the thunderous roars of the faithfuls. This Southwestern derby between IKORODU City's indomitable Oga Boys and Remo Stars' resilient Sky Blue Warriors draws to its epic close on this fateful day. What a saga it has been. A clash of titans forged in the crucible of Nigerian football's unyielding spirit, where the underdog's fire met the champion's faded crown in a valley of sweat, strategy, and of course sheer willpower. In the twilight of the year, under stars that seem to whisper tales of glory, IKORODU City, those beacons of hope from the bustling suburbs, have etched their name deeper into the annals of the NPFL. What a performance, almost like the heartbeat of Lagos itself. They dance with destiny, their defense an impenetrable fortress, their attack swift as the Hamilton winds, and Remo Stars, the once unassailable kings, now grappling with the tempest of a turbulent seizing from their 15th perch, fought with the ferocity of lions reclaiming their pride, reminding us that even in eclipse, true champions flicker with unextinguished light. And so here we are, these two sides ready to go at it yet again. Well, for the home side, coach Osebegwe makes 3 changes from the team that lost the Rangers 4 days to Christmas and the 21st. The likes of Uche Anuba, Folari all dropped to the bench. Michael Atata have got 9 clean sheets this season. He's in goal. It's a backfill of Gift Udo, Junior Christian, Alfred Odinaka, and Walio Ojetoy. Junior Christian have played every game this campaign. Well, Kelechi Onwe is back from injury, is dipping midfield. Rashid Owolabi and Tosi Oyedoku will just operate ahead of, Kelechi. Going forward, Arumala, top scorer with 5 goals off the left-hand side. Nohim Odugemi off the right. And Chidera Oparacha with 3 goals in his 10th game of the campaign. The likes of Folari, Dagogo, Goodluck, and Taiwo amongst others on the bench. And Derek Lulu, the reserve goalkeeper as well, the Liberian, completes the attacking lineup. And so, for Remo Stars, back-to-back losses. Coach Sulaiman Kamil continues to deputize for African-bound Daniel Ogumodere. He makes 4 changes to the team that lost the Benel Insurance at home last time out. There's no Stanley Joseph in the squad. Abdurazak Oshidero and Lekon Malik dropped to the bench. Samson Olasupo gets a rest start alongside Leonard Ngenge, who's been out for quite some time. Akani Kudus starts at left wing for the champions. Alodum Kolumba continues his place in goal since a return from injury 3 match days ago. Adele scored his first goal last time out against Benel. He's off the left-hand side of defense. Akiele and Ngenge will partner the heart of defense. Chigozie Chileku is at right back. In midfield, Michael Okorebe is up for his 14th cap. A lot of them have been predominantly off the bench, but he gets a rest start here. Chaka Koulibaly, 11th game of the campaign, the new signing. And of course, Akani Kudus off the left-hand side. He's a pretty versatile player. He's almost played in every position for Remo Stars. This time, he'll be operating off the left-hand side. Alex Oyowa have played more minutes than any other player in this Remo Stars squad this season so far. And of course, Victor Mboma, 8 goals in 12 games. Well, his return to the Stars have been quite the spectacle. If only he could swap those goals for the points, I'm sure he'll do that in a heartbeat. Samson Olasupo completes the attacking lineup. On the bench, Oshidero Benu, Malik Lekon. There is Haruna Hadi as well, and Samuel Anakwe. There is no Adedayo, who is still injured, the captain of the side. Olami Lekon, a big miss for them. Can they turn the tides here in Lagos? After 2 back-to-back losses, there's a real need for Remo Stars, the champions, to end the year on a high, and this provides them the best opportunity. Well, From the heart of Nigeria's football soul, this is where epics are written. The passion draped in real zeal and desire. This one last dance on this turf for 2025. And it's a Southwestern derby, a burgeoning derby, which many do expect will grow in stature over the coming years. And so here we are. Centre referee Rabiu Ahmed from Kano gets us flying in this one. Late kickoff in Lagos, Nigeria, 6 p.m. And well, a good day to enjoy Nigerian Premier Football League action as we wind down what have been, well, quite the year of repute. I'm joined by Babajide Guerrero and color commentary this evening. Guerrero, well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance, fair to say, to the fans as well.
You know, the most beautiful thing about Christmas is even after the day is over, you've earned the right to wish everyone Merry Christmas. So yes, Merry Christmas to you, Tony. I almost forgot your name there, but yeah. Merry Christmas to everyone listening to us, and we absolutely bask in the euphoria of this South-West derby. One of the traditional derbies in recent memories in the NPFL, especially when you consider the rich history between these two sides. The tension is in the air, the day carries the aura of greatness itself. You know, but the two teams also having contrasting effect on the table. You know, one upper half of the table, and the other, despite being defending champions, is really, really in a very palpable form, to say the least. But hey, it's 90 minutes ahead, and we're looking forward to it, and I'm also looking forward to this great production. And it's indeed good to be back. Welcome to our great production here today, even as we're looking forward to the new year, Tony. Happy New Year in advance.
Something Olashiko. Well, the cut back off the right-hand side. It looked like it came off the arm of Junior Christian. Centre referee Rabiu Ahmed just waving play on. By the way, he's assisted with competent hands like Gerald Anyam from Benue, Omar Mohammed from Kaduna, and of course Chino Iroloya's fourth official. Rumela now into the team box. Can he get the court back? All sorted by Kolumba. It's a derby. The derby day comes with all sorts of emotions. The build-up to this one, maybe not as much as you would have wanted, because you reckon that games like this deserve a lot of balls even prior to it. Maybe a lot are still in the festive season of some sort, but yeah.
Indeed. Festive season, and then the fact that the biggest football spectacle to the African kind is also on, the Nations Cup. I think normally if there were not to be any form of football festivities in the air on the global level, on the continental level, this place will be packed to its rafters. But notwithstanding, but I also understand even locally there's no really huge buzz, you know, that as expected to be for a huge game like this. But regardless of wherever it is, I think the fact that the fixture is coming in a very good time for the two teams. Derbies have a way of just forming like a perfect elixir for you to just push on and do greater things, you know. REMO Stars are in absolute shambles these days, you know. But a win here could just, you know, be that right kick, you know, to just kickstart their season, even though it is the week 19 now, and it's the final fixture of the 2025 season, one that they will want to really wind off very early, REMO Stars. But not to be for IKORODU, because IKORODU has really, really been very, I think they were top of the league at some point as well, and now this is their 4th, 6th, just hovering around that continental slot, and it will be a huge news for them to make that continental berth. The key players have been coming to the party, and we look forward to what, you know, this game will also unfold.
Free kick for the home side of the right-hand channel. IKORODU City attacking from left to right in their white top, white shorts, red socks, and the sky blue stars adorning their sky blue top shorts and socks. IKORODU City coming to this one, 29 points, 4th on the log. 7 wins, 9 draws, 3 losses. Match day 19, officially halfway to the 2025-2026 campaign. And REMO Stars and corridors where they don't want to be. Rumala with the cut back, picked up by Michael Okuribe. Tries to find Victor Bulmer, does well on the halfway line off the left-hand side and relinquishes possession to Alfred Odinaka. 7 wins, 2 draws, 10 losses. Rumala now coming forward. And goes down. Referee says there's nothing in there. Goal kick, he gesticulating to the 6-yard area.
That's the most important thing here on a derby like this, Tony. It is very crucial for referees to make the very best of decisions and try not influencing the game in a negative way. Even though even though the effect, or rather the act, is needed, they also need to tread it with a little bit of caution. If you notice, REMO Stars also had a shout for a penalty earlier, and it wasn't clear, and just neither was there. So yeah, but for me, on the outlook for IKORODU City, I think it's a very nice thing to see Onway back in the mix of things. He was on the sidelines for a while, and he's such a very important figure, literally and metaphorically, for this team. I think these days Waheed has also come back into the team fully to seal his place, making the very talented gift to go to the other side of the flank, and that just showed his versatility as well. All in all, IKORODU City has had a very good first 19 weeks of the NPFL and a fair 2025.
They've lost only thrice. Their opposing team today have lost 10 times. 10 losses in 19 games. It's bottom barrel for the champions. It's never happened to them before at this rate, except the season they got relegated a few years back.
And it's really painful and distasteful to the mouth as well. I miss the team who were singing their praises last year and how very formidable they were on the home front. And we also how they were knocked out of the continental duties. And in a way, it was also like a small indicator to what would be in their season.
Rumala into the part of Chidera, still in play. And Columba scrambling his lines to retreat and recoup that one. Feels like there was a bit of a kick to his face or so up trying to get that ball. Goals may flow today like arrows in the night. Perhaps a thunderous strike from IKORODU's youthful vanguard, or a defiant equaliser from REMO's seasoned strikers. But beyond the scoreboard, this derby, a poetry in motion, symphony of rivalries renewed, dreams deferred and legacies reborn. And the players embrace on the pitch, foes turn brothers in battle as we bid farewell to 2025's grand finale. And this one will ignite the flames of what lies ahead in 2026.
Indeed, I agree completely. It's just quite unfortunate, really, but I'm sure they can't wait for the year to end, and hopefully they just find a way to find that credible and quality balance in their side. I'm talking about REMO Stars. For IKORODU City, they also had their own troubles, earlier in the season. This coach, that coach, what player, this player, who's on the touchline, we do not know, but they were able to settle all of that debacle and concentrate on football. And on this turf, Tony, they played some scintillating football in our eyes, unfolding right before our very eyes. Some of the some of the best players in the league in their position. You know, step forward, Arumala. You know, it's been absolutely outstanding on his day. He's a world beater. One day he's the best player in the league. Next day, you know, but I think over the years, over the games, he's been able to mature, you know, into being a consistent figure and fit in this IKORODU City setup. One an important player for them, really.
We saw a combined 7 goals in this fixture. Last season it was 1-1 here on the 15th of December 2024, matchday 17th fixture. Ibrahim Shuaib, the goal scorers, and Chineme Chinonso. The reverse fixture was a complete demolition by the Stars. 4 goals to 1 that game ended. And we saw the brilliance of Shuaib, who scored again. Sikiru Alimi. Adedayo Olamileko is not here today. Brilliant cross by Walil into the part of Arumala. Owe gets on the end of it. Chigozi Chiluku. His clearance is boards, picked up by Walil yet again. Glides away from him towards the byline. Dinking ball. And Spore in the end. And breaks down a brilliant chance creation opportunity there, Walil.
Yeah, that's a collector's item, really, because it's one of those players that you just have a feel that at the end of, you want him to be at the first part of the ball and then putting that ball at the right place for the defenders and strikers to finish. And it's quite one of the most reliable players, but not to be at that particular time. You know, but you also have to salute these two teams. They've been through a lot, especially for REMO Stars. I mean, it is the mental quagmire that will be going through the minds of the backroom staff, some of the players that are still there. May I also remind our listeners and watchers that a lot of these players, you know, were either brought in from the academy or were brought in from other clubs. A number of them were not part of that triumphant 2024-2025 reign of REMO Stars, and in a way it just puts a little bit of pressure on you. But again, best players in the world will tell you they thrive on pressure.
REMO Stars. Samson Olashupo up against Alfred Odinaka, who handles that situation and then effectively clears up fielding to Tosio Idoku. The last game of 2024 was a 2-1 loss to Sunshine Stars this time last year. Brilliant combination play down the right hand side. Nahim, well played by Alex Uyola, who intervened and knocked that out for a throw off the right hand channel. Of that squad that lost 2-1 to Sunshine Stars about 1 year ago, only Walil, Owe and Tosi are the remnants from that squad that day.
And positive ones, if you ask me. That just in a way, I mean, it's like the motto of a typical NPFL club now, isn't it? Shipping players as soon as they come. Players often use most clubs as an auditioning place to go to a bigger club in the NPFL or go overseas. In a way, it truncates the dreams and aspirations of some club owners and managers as well. And I mean, that's a team of over 22 players and just 3 of them are left on that 2012 calendar month of football. That says a lot itself. And I'm sure if we just suppose that to what REMO Stars also have, and that right there will be very disturbing, because I think from this first 11, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the only name I can really associate with REMO Stars defending championship will be I think Kudus, and then Ahmed Akindele, who even at the time was a young star, and these days is matured into a young, fine defender. who maybe lack experience and sometimes also need to play beside a more matured defender. Unfortunately, that used to be the captain, who these days is finding his own route on the greener pasture. So it's a neither here nor there kind of conversation in the NPFL.
Their last game of the season, or you say the calendar year in 2024, was a 2-1 win against Aqua United. It was a double header. They won the return fixture just in the space of about 1 week or so. And from that squad, only Akani, Hadi, Oyowa, Akili and Anakwe in this current team. So it's been an exodus of talents from this Rebel Star side, and really just having to speak with some of the locals, and they say, well, they let a lot of the key cogs go and they didn't sign well, players with the same quality as those players who left. And many talked about the fact that, of course, the players who left, Rebel Stars couldn't compete with the pay package they were given by these other clubs abroad. And that's a good knockdown into Olashuko. Hits it first time, and that's the first shot on target for the away side.
Should have done better. Look up. Always looking up. If you had looked up, you would have definitely spotted Mboma, who for me is one of the greatest strikers in the history of the NPFL. His goal per game ratio is good. Simply put, anywhere you put him, he scores. Any club he plays for, he scores. You know, his stats, his goal stats is very impressive. Already this season, I think he got like over maybe 8 goals there. Yeah, that just tells you a lot about him, you know. Definitely will swap those goals for points, definitely. But it's really sometimes painful because you and I called games of Remo Stars a ton load of time last season. How very dominating they are, how very tactical they are as well, especially at their fortress in Ikene. It's not the same these days. They look off color. They look like a shadow of themselves. And I think a lot for the management to think about, really. A lot.
Well, there's a bit of a worry for Aladum Kalumba, who's currently on the turf for the second time. It's just about a quarter of an hour football played already. It's being looked at by the medics. Bit of a stop and start really into this derby. Samsung Olashuko coming closest with the team effort from about 20 yards or so. This two sides met in pre-season, and it was one that saw IKORODU City quite dominant. They won that game 4-0. The likes of Dagogo Ibifubara scored the penalties on the bench. Today, the academy graduate for IKORODU City. Rashid Owolabi starts here. He was in that midfield for Oga Boys as well. Well, Leo Jitoy as well scored. He's out wide on the right-hand channel of defense today. Malik Musa has been missing from the matchday squad for quite some time now. It's a key part of that win as well.
We all saw it here where he had that disturbing head injury, blood everywhere. But we actually felt he should be out for maybe 1 week, but he's been out for a while now, you know. But I'm sure the medical teams are doing their best possible to come through for him. It's such a very beautiful talent, such a watchable footballer.
All right. Chelsea now. Why to give Tudo? Not missed a game this campaign. 19 done by Give to the himself alongside Junior Christian have been Mr. Consistency for IKORODU City.
Yeah, I like the lad. I like the lad very much. He seems to just say, "Hey, coach, I'm here. If you need me, you want me to, knock the ball off to the second striker, no problems. You want me to sit in front of the defense, no problems. You want me to run the channels." It's just there. It's available and it's consistent.
Good to see Leonard Ngenge back as well. Well, he's been much criticised in recent times. So that's a brilliant play by Adeleke down that right-hand side to gust away from Rashid. He's been much criticised in recent times, Leonard. Especially after the Chan showing, where he was quite culpable for a couple of goals. Not very good against Mamelodi Sundowns as well. To be fair, it's hard to make a case when you watch some of those performances. Babajide Guerrero, but I mean, many of us who have watched him evolve do understand that Leonard is a really good talent.
Even the best defenders in world football will tell you about the bad days that they have, but when it becomes almost like a thing, then you have to be worried. You have to check yourself and decide to do better. For Leonard Ngenge, you can see that the lad is talented. You can see that maybe sometimes his struggle is concentration and bad decision making sometimes that leads him to being badly exposed. But take nothing away from him. It's not a bad defender, to be honest, but I like the fact that the coach still sticks with him, just true thick, true thin, get better, find your purple patch, find yourself again.
Rumala. Adeleke scored his first senior goal against Benel Insurance last time out. Now the first half they were down by 2 already, and he scored that goal which gave Urban Stars to believe they could turn the game around. Fortunately they couldn't. Kennedy Boboye at the helm of that chaos. He's doing well now. Won against Kwara United yesterday. Kennedy Boboye, the title-winning manager. Many say new manager bounce.
Yeah, true. Possibly. But a good team is a good team, regardless of the manager.
Paracha.
I like that. I like the fact that he took it on his stride very early, very quick. There was nobody, no support anywhere, and he saw the goalkeeper and he decided to try. That's a shot on target, by the way.
But tight, really trying to get a hold of this fixture. It's been a bit here nor there. By March of next year, Leonard Ngenge will be joining Leeds. Does have a pre-contract with the team in the English Premier League. Still 17 at the moment.
Again, like I said, you have to have some yards of decent talent for you to be spotted by a traditional English club like Leeds. and I wish him the very best. But again, it's also testament to what we said earlier about the NPFL and the NPFL clubs generally looking to be like a breeding ground for other teams to just come and, you know, and in a way, I mean, I understand it, but it also gives this low quality feel to the league, because here is the thing: you want to have a bit of consistency. You want to have your best players be present in the league and do some very remarkable stuff.
Now that's a high boot from Alex Oyoa and Kelechi Onwe. Well, that's going to be a yellow card.
I like Onwe. He's a top professional. I like the guy. He's young. He's got his coming off his shoulder. He's talented, and above all, he's a good human being. Some players will milk that and make sure the milk finishes in the factory, and then it will be a red card for the player. They will start rolling as if they were shot by, you know, a Barrera or something, you know. But he stood on his feet, touched his head. The player came to apologize. You know, they had a conversation, and he was like, "Let's get on with it." You know, top human being.
A straight pass by Leonard Ngenge up against his former team. Was so integral in the debut season for IKORODU City in this league. And led them to a 4th place finish just by whiskers, missing out on a place on the continental stage to Abia Warriors. A chance for a throw. Tosu Yadoku. It's turned away by Samson Olashupo. Corner kick to the home side. As we gradually delve into the night here. Corner taking shot into Arumala. Cut back into the area, and Walil puts his laces through that one. No threat whatsoever. Goal kick, Remo Stars. I'm not sure that IKORODU City will be happy with the record they have with Remo Stars, even though it's still pretty burgeoning. They were beating 4-1 in Ikene. They played a 1-1 draw here last season. You feel like, I can't remember the last time any team, well, smashed IKORODU City for that much in their debut season.
And that just tells you that there will be some players who still have a bit of bitterness from that particular fixture. And it's very important to also allow calm air to prevail, and above all, get the job. And I think IKORODU City will fancy themselves against this Remo side. I mean, Remo has lost 10 games this season. That's a lot. That's double figures in loss. It's abysmal. And they will definitely fancy themselves. And maybe being a derby here, and it's not really been a very high-scoring fixture for them here in this particular contest, but I think they'll fancy themselves to want to, you know, get one better and pick up maximum points, knowing that if they do that, they'll be second on the table. They go back to being second on the table now. Of course, we have other games being played. All games have been done for the match week 19 here in the NPFL.
Through for the Stars off the right-hand side. Chaka Koulibaly into Samson Olashupo. 5 goals across all competitions, predominantly off the bench. Samson. That's a good one by Kudus into Samson. On the turn, the pass sorted by Odinaka Alfred. There was a late challenge, and Akane Kudus is currently on the turf. He came off the bench in that 3-2 loss to Pendle Insurance at home. He was integral in the team's turnaround. Turnaround in the sense they only scored one extra. They didn't go on to get a point. It was Victor Mboma again scoring the second after Adeleke had scored the first. IKORODU still on the turf. Not played a lot this season. Squad player. It's only his 5th appearance and his first start in a while. He's a willing runner, a hard worker. Maybe not the best in terms of technical abilities, but it's a player that can play almost in every position in the midfield and going forward as well. Mr. Utility.
Yeah, definitely. If you're good at it, then you're special. If you're not, then you're a problem to the team, because managers will be worried as to where exactly is this position now. And teams that have great utility players are a team that are blessed with a player who is selfless as well. And it's always nice to see.
He's played his football all at REMO Stars. That's Tosi! Well,
if you give him time to shoot, he definitely will try. But didn't work the goalkeeper, but put in a bit of scare. But how in God's name did he have so much time and space to attempt that shot from what now? Maybe some 25 yards? 23, 25 yards.
He only scored twice this season. IKORODU scored 7 in 31 last season. It's a 14th game of the campaign. Well, the current ratio does say that he may not hit the 7-goal mark of last season if he scores 2 in every 14 games.
You'll probably need a more close to 100 match weeks, to do that. But I think sometimes goals are unfair. There are unfair ways to judge a player's true impact and quality. And Tosin he offers more than goals, for
Absolutely.
This team, for this setup. His heart, his grit, above all, his consistency.
Half an hour football play. REMO Stars still can't break this. IKORODU at his side. Same for Oga Boys. What a glorious 2025 it's been for them. We're so close to playing in the final of the President's Federations Cup. A loss to a now relegated NNL side, Bakaliki AFC in the semis via penalties. Well, that's a foul. Assistant referee, good vision. Alex Oyo at the corporate. They were top of the log after the 0-0 draw against Wiki Tourist, only temporarily. They've dropped points in the last few weeks and it's not helped their course. We are now galloping into space. Michael Latata, sweeper keeper roll, effectively done to avert the danger. Free kick. Alex Oyola currently on the turf. It's been a very interesting match day so far. The likes of El Kanemi Warriors winning against Bayelsa United. Aimba took Shooting Stars out 3-0.
Yeah, it was a beautiful game. My friends in the East, you know, one of the beautiful things about the NPFL, it just gives you like an opportunity to brag about your own corner. You know, my Eastern brothers really couldn't stop flowering all the shades of colors on Enyimba. It was an absolute annihilation, 3-0. It's not even in the scoreline, you know, it's a dominating play. And the very informed Enyimba side. Always sad to see a player down, and it's taking long for him to come off the medical team to the rescue now.
It's not looking good for Alex Oyola. IKORODU was gesticulating to the bench that he needs to be substituted. The stretcher taking towards him now. '18th game of the campaign. It's been really consistent. Alex Oyola struggled with injuries in his debut season, but he picked up an injury against Rangers, a game that he scored his first goal for Remo Stars last season. That game ended 2-1. He was out for quite some time. Returned late last season, and of course it's been very consistent this season as well. He's got a goal to show. That goal scored in the 2-0 win of the Wiki Tourist at the Mashoda Biola Stadium in Abeokuta. Many still remember that man of the match performance against Congo at Chan. Adele Kidal wins possession in his own half. It's a foul every day, IKORODU. Just impeding Arumala, who is bursting away down that left-hand side.
Something has to happen in this game. Something has to give.
Maybe they're still jaded from a lot of eating during the festive period.
Very possible. And drinking as well. It doesn't have to be an alcohol beverage for you to drink, you know. But yeah, maybe they have a little bit too much because the movement has been lethargic. It's not been so sharp, as well as the level of the willpower just seems to have dropped, you know. Maybe standing over this free kick would be a perfect way to change that.
Rumala went down there. 5 goals this campaign, wins the free kick. One of the acquisition of the summer. Surely one of the signings of the NPFL this season. There's Giftudo, there is Joseph Arumala, and there's Tossing as well. It's far further of the two. Are we in for Derby Day delight? Arumala goes low, the wall does its job into Alfred! Delirium for IKORODU City, and that's a special gift from Odinaka Alfred to the IKORODU City faithfuls. He might have pulled something while trying to strike that ball, but that's detail for later. Stunning from the centre back. What a way to score your debut goal for IKORODU City in a season of consistency. And that is his 2025 ending on a high.
You got to give it to him. I mean, sometimes when you're that consistent, it is important for you to maybe just cap it up with a goal. And well done, Alfred. We did mention how consistent the back four of the IKORODU City has been, and it's one of those consistent figures. But my oh my, did he take that goal like a 25 goal in a week, in a season striker? You know, absolute thumping. You know, sometimes it's not just by coiler or finesse. Just sometimes put your laces through it. Very direct, telling the goalkeeper, this is sheer power coming your way. Can you handle it? And it was a good, brilliant finish. And I said earlier that this game needed a bit of spark just before they took that free kick. And it's a good thing that the players agreed. But what a way to score. What a way to put your name and stamp your feet on a particular fixture like this. Well done, Alfred. Brilliant goal. No keeper is saving that, to be honest.
Well, his name, Odinaka, means it's in the hand of God.
That definitely wasn't in the hand of God, my brother. That right there was in his boots. It was in the pure power, relentless unleashing power in his boots, my friend. Yeah, but God must have given him that power, really. But boy, did he take that. And then the celebration to top it off was just, oh, hey, I pulled my hamstring, and, next thing, it was just everywhere. Beautiful.
Nahim Odugbemi on the turf, he'll be fine. What a hit from Odinaka Alfred. There was a bit of a traffic in behind Kolumba. It felt like he only saw the ball at the point
and to be
the goal line.
There's some goals that you don't coach some goals. You don't blame the keeper for some goals. That right there is one of it. Just like you said, there were tons of people in front of him, his defenders and inclusive the attackers of REMO of IKORODU City. But it was just in the power. It was just sheer, relentless, unforgiving power. And he had already set himself up on the wall for the free kick, only for him to be met by, something like he could call a thunderous strike. The things about centre backs, they don't score much, but when they do, it's mostly a spectacle to behold.
What a player. What a goal. Odinaka Alfred. He's injected life into this derby. And something for REMO Stars to chase now. Yeah. And he goes down yet again. Odinaka Alfred, the goal scorer. Something Olashukwu will talk himself into trouble here. The referee, Rabiu Ahmad, has dipped his hand into his pocket. And it's going to be a yellow card for decent.
I have no idea. I don't understand, man, but I have no idea what was going through his mind. And it was just there talking and really couldn't control himself. Even his captain was speaking to him and he was not having it at all. That's the captain of your team. And now he's drawn himself into the referee's books.
His 15th game. Olashukwu It's not started since that 3-1 loss to Katsina United away from home. Since October. Really used as a starter. Mustafa Ndinot comes up the bench to work his magic. Palashuko, the former Katsina, former Sunshine Stars player. It's a handbag situation now. Tosin Yodoku, tempers are beginning to flare.
And that's the beautiful thing, or the disturbing thing about derbies generally, because sometimes it's not even only the game, it's not the 3 points, sometimes it's the bragging rights that I've dominated and I've won you. I have better players and I have better legacy in this particular fixture. But the players are also very, very key part of all of this. It's important that the bigger players, the more experienced players, tell the young guys and take them through the ropes of these derbies. Experience and timing is always very crucial. Remo Stars had a yellow card already for distance. The last thing they want is to be picking up yellow cards for free. And then it's just easy, and you get too much red yellow card, there's a point that the red card comes knocking. We have 4 additional minutes minimum, by the way. Hopefully something would give in this particular act.
So 4 minutes of additional time. IKORODU City lead here. And they've caught themselves a chance to make it 2 before a half-time whistle. This will come off a long throw by Tosin come off the right-hand side. Lots of pushing and talking in that 18-yard area. The referee having to intervene, call for calm. Udoku now. Getting a Leonard. Got the touch, but the referee will the whistle for a free kick. It was impeded while trying to get a contact on that ball. Alfred, the defining point in this first half so far. What a way to score your debut goal.
I have that goal in my head. Maybe when I'm sleeping tonight, I'll probably just have that flashback of that goal. It's the kind of goal that doesn't really leave your head now, doesn't it? Apart from being a very important all-mark goal for the player that scored it, it just has the look that we commentators love to relish when you replay such goals.
So we're going into the final few seconds of this one. Remo Stars chasing balance in the season of so many lows. A chance to wrap a few smiles for their faithfuls. Oh, it. That's a foul. Marakiele and Chinera Korocha. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go, half-time from the Mobility Ginseng Arena right here in Lagos. Match day 19 of this exciting Nigerian Premier Football League action. Southwestern derby of repute, burgeoning repute if you'd ask me. And it's been defined by the sheer brilliance of the young man, his name, Odinaka Alfred. A thumping effort from 25 yards or so. Kalumba had no response to that whatsoever. The champions flattered to deceive yet again. Reminiscent of the sort of performances we've seen across the campaign so far. Being a shadow of themselves, not really mean anything significant in the final third, except a team effort by Samson Olashiko earlier on. As the players retreat to the tunnels, dreams deferred and glories beckon, we stand at the midpoint of this odyssey. The night still young, the stakes eternal. The question is, will REMO rise from the ashes, or shall IKORODU City etch their legend deeper? Hold your breath as we await the resumption of this beautiful spectacle, and with it the promise of immortality. Until then, let the echoes linger. Half time, REMO Stars nil, IKORODU City, the home side. What a solitary strike. as we prepare for the players to emerge from the shadowed tunnels of Onikon Stadium, bathing the golden glow of floodlights that pierce the deepening Lagos dusk on this momentous December 28th. A couple of days and it's the new year. The second half of this electrifying Southwestern derby ignites anew. IKORODU City clinging to their 1-0 advantage, a lead forged in the fires of fortune by Odinake's sublime strike. A bolt from the blue that shattered REMO Stars' resolve and sent waves of jubilation rippling through the Oga boys. The drama that lingers like mist over the pitch. In the first act, we witness IKORODU's symphony of strategy and spirit. Their defense bastion and yielding, the midfield a whirlwind of whispers and wonders, culminating in Odinake's masterful moments, a calling caress or of enormous volley. It matters not, for it etched eternity into the scoreboard. For REMO Stars, these sky blue sentinels of seasons past prowl with renewed hunger, their eyes alight with the embers of champions scorned, ready to unleash a tempest of counters and comebacks in pursuit of redemption. Central referee Rabiu Ahmad have got the ball at the center of the pitch to potentially herald the resumption of this fixture. The air crackles with possibility, the roar of the crowd, a choral ode to Nigerian football's undying soul. Will IKORODU fortify their fortress and script a heroic triumph here? The first victory over REMO Stars since promotion in the league. Or shall REMO rise like phoenixes from the halftime haze? The second half beckons. Let the action begin. Centre referee Ahmad calling on to the players to swap places on the pitch. Big no changes from the first half, at least for the time being. Still Alodum Kolumba already beating today in goal. Adeleke Akiale Ngenga and Chiluku Karibi alongside Chaka Koulibaly, Kanikudu's Alex Oyowa Mboma and Olashuko. Michael Atata still unbeaten here, searching for his 10th clean sheet of the campaign. And give to Dojino Christian, Alfred Odinake and Walil, the back four, Kelechiowe, tipping midfield, Rashido Walabi and Tutu Idoku. And Romala is out on the left hand side, Nohim off the right. And Paroche barely had any big chance in the first period, leading the charge.
I think for all it's worth, it's going to be nice to see what REMO Stars, because believe it or not, they will be rooted to their same position if at all this game ends, or even worse, they could actually go, further down into the relegation battles, and that's what you do want to enter your new year with, looking at your back and wondering what your fate will be in the NPFL, and it is very crucial, for them to start and maybe try to get a goal in the first 10-15 minutes of this game and then move on from there, because their first half showing didn't show a team that wanted to win. They're still currently 16th, and if this game ends this way, which for their sake it doesn't, I hope it doesn't, they're still going to be rooted 16th, just 1 point ahead of Barao FC. And the MPFL is very painful, excruciatingly painful, but that when you go down to the NNL, you probably stay there for a while. And REMO Stars know one or two things about going into relegation, but I think having won, it will be a very disastrous feeling, and this is not being extreme, for a defending champion to instead of defending the following title, they ended up going into relegation. That right there is disturbing and worrying.
I might have to go into the archives to tell you the last time that happened. Well,
please go into the archives.
well, let's see. Rumala. For you, what do you reckon the team talk would have been for Sulaiman Camille?
Whatever it is we do, we are not losing this game. Whatever it is we do, try to get yourselves back into the second half, and do best to get a goal early on. It's bad enough that we're the defending champion, and it doesn't look like we're defending anything right now.
You still Alex Oyor. Chaka Koulibaly. A stinging effort. Michael Atata showing composure for that.
Was too direct to the goalkeeper. I think he should have picked the place and picked the spot. But I think that's like the first shot on target, all game, second shot of target all game long. And they also need to do best to get the likes of Victor Mboma into the play. You know, if you don't service a striker, he's never going to score.
Yeah, the fans are very hostile, and they're ensuring that they make the intentions, which are not very good,
indeed,
felt to REMO Stars as Chileku turned that over for a corner.
Well, yeah, indeed. I mean, they also doing their best to unnerve and worry the goalkeeper. And we see this done everywhere in football, especially when you're playing away from home.
A chance for the delivery. Sosiyoroku and Chigozie Chileku. With the eventual touch, but the referee had spotted something, and that's going to be a free kick. The last time that happened was 2008-2009 by Yelsa United.
Oh, thank God you went to the archives now, didn't you? Okay. And that right there is not an history REMO Stars want to be written in their own name or favor. It's going to be for all they stand for that very pristine football institution that REMO Stars is. Well, everything they've done with the Beyond Limits initiative, everything they've done with academic and structured football, and being one of the few privately owned teams in the NPFL, it's going to be very disappointing for that to happen.
Rashidu Olabi driving with the ball. Nahim Waleo. And Kuluma needed to watch his near post, and that he did.
You know, for a while I thought Wali was going for goal, and he did actually went for goal. Oh, easy on the iron way. It's just the way he glides. Kelechi, there's the way he glides over the ball.
Waleo into Chidera, swarmed by shirts in blue.
REMO Stars are hanging in.
On the ropes?
They're hanging in. They are offering absolutely nothing in attack. You expect a bit more from them. I refuse to believe it's because they don't have the, in quotes, players who do the job. Sometimes when you wear a shirt, it has to be heavy on your back. And it looks as if the shoulders on this, I mean, the shirt is pretty heavier on some of those players. And I think it's important for the more experienced players. I'm talking players like Victor Mboma, players like IKORODU, you know, to just share their wealth of experience. Believe it or not, Victor Mboma is an NPFL champion. He was with Enyimba. And he was not just an NPFL champion. He scored and bagged in goals. And I think last season he was the highest goal scorer in the NPFL, I think. About 16 goals. I remember he had a tussle with Sikiru Alimi, a former striker of REMO Stars.
Well, that's a promising ball for Norway. Not so promising because Chidera got a chance straight offside. That Bayelsa United team finished on top of the log in the 2008-2009 season with 70 points, 21 victories, and they finished 19th the following season.
You want to tell me why they finished though? They sold at least 95% of their squad. And I'm afraid it's almost looking like...
In fact, when they qualified for continental football, they had a lot of off-field issues. Arumala, great pace against Adeleke. Into the path of Nahim. Pulls the trigger, blocked away by Chileku.
It's impressive that he hit that ball first time. And I didn't know he had it in him, the technique that was needed.
Still Leo. Owen. Olabi. And Oedu can destroy it offside. I'm sure the fans were happy about that decision.
You can actually see what he's trying to do. Every time Owen gets on the ball, you just have the feeling something special is going to happen.
Well, the fans need to be very calm. Now play stopped momentarily. And there's a red card. Well, there is a red card issued to a backroom staff of REMO Stars. I'm trying to identify who exactly that was.
You know, earlier in the game, the fourth official had an exchange, a heated one with him. That particular man, I was going to call him a gentleman, but I don't think you're a gentleman if you're sent off of a football pitch. You know, he had a back and forth, a serious one with the fourth official. And the fourth official had to call on the center referee to, you know, deal with him, and rightfully did so. But I also think it's important for everyone to keep an important calm head here, especially REMO Stars. I think the REMO Stars of 2025 champions would maybe not easily take this IKORODU side, but it will be a different kind of game. Apart from the scoreline, the entertaining feel. I mean, you have the likes of
Sekiru.
Shane Oguri be there. You know, you have players who could easily. I'm forgetting the name of that young man who went to the Super Eagles as well, the right back who had almost double figures assists. I mean, those players have been shipped off now, and in the middle of the park, they had the diminutive Dayo Ojo, who was such a joy to watch. And then they had another player, I think Damilari or Damilola, I think they call him Ebola, I think. You know, these are players who could easily at that time, you know, stake a claim. And I'm sure if those players were there and they allowed those players to maybe just play that Confederations, CAF Champions League game against Mamelodi, so now that pride would be there, not the whitewash of 5-0 or 5-1 at home, and then I think 2-0 away.
1-0 and 4-1.
Yeah, 1-0 and 4-1.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot. And the only reason that second leg was in 1-1 was because they felt they've done the job already away from home. And I don't like what's happening to REMO Stars, but again, it's a football, and you know we got to stick to it. And speaking of sticking to it, you got to commend the coach of IKORODU City. This is the first game I'm witnessing where he didn't make a substitution in the first half,
which he often does. I mean, you've been very critical of that.
Absolutely. I've never hid in my mouth about how I feel that it's a waste of substitution. He didn't do that this particular game.
Give Tudo. If you were to award a left back, or should I say a full back this campaign, that's a poor decision by Leonard Ngenge and Rashid Olabi, failing to capitalize.
We did mention earlier about the sometimes the lack of concentration.
What was he doing?
The lack of concentration of Leonard Igenge. You look at him, the 17-year-old is a physical specimen and is a delight for any coach to have in his team.
And so there is going to be the introduction of Haruna Hadi. Kane Kudus will make way. Just a bit more creative instinct now for Remo Stars.
They need it. They need it. They need the creativity. They need the goals as well.
There have been demonstrations from a section of the fans that Daniel Ogumodere, the distraction with the Super Eagles is affecting the squad, and just maybe it's only fair if they let him go permanently and know that they have a manager who can be 100% concentrated on the team.
You know, it's difficult to say, really. It's not an outright thing. You telling him to concentrate on his job would also, in a way, put a lead on his personal growth and development. This is a title-winning manager, and it's only natural for the other indigenous coaches in that Eric Shell's backroom staff also are championship-winning managers.
Fidelis Ilechukwu.
Absolutely, and that just tells you that Eric Shell is speaking the best of the best to maybe let Nigeria have the best result at this ongoing AFCON. And so it's a bit of a chicken and egg. It's going to be difficult for you to decide that. But I also do feel that I don't think it's a problem of this team. I don't think it's the one who sold off the players, you know. I don't think it's the one who sold Shewoguri. I'm sure he would want to keep them. But the team, the management, the ones higher above would have a more stringent need for those players to move on. And you don't blame a coach for sometimes the on-field issues. You blame him when he has the right. I mean, you just said it earlier that the fans were clamoring that most of the players that were shipped on were not well
in the same quantity and quality.
Exactly. And there you go, my friend. That's the answer right there. So even if you bring some of the biggest and the best coaches, you know, in this particular side in the NPFL, they will probably struggle with some of the quality of players. I mean, no disrespect to some of those players wearing the sky blue jerseys, yeah? But I do feel for the fact that when you match those players against, I mean, look at Junior Nduka against Leonard Ngenge. Leonard Ngenge is 17. Junior Nduka was the captain of this team, and that's his replacement. So it's not matching. I don't think the coach is the problem. I think recruitment and the fact that I'm a bit disappointed because I feel Remo Stars are one of those teams who, you know, really concentrate on the long term.
Does the conversation of playing away from Ikene hold water?
I know it doesn't. Oh, it doesn't.
They return to their ground in the new year. There'll be now the first team they'll play is today's opposition, IKORODU City.
Yeah, it's a reverse now.
Absolutely.
And it'll be nice to get their own pound of flesh back immediately as much as they can. But if they're not playing in Ikene, they're playing still in Ogun State. In it, they're playing in MK Abiola Stadium. It doesn't hold water. If you're playing, if you're playing in Zaria,
the players,
yeah, they have a communal feel with the stadium. Is that what you're saying?
And maybe I mean the fan base have not supported them as much as they would have been if they were playing in Ikene.
Again, but it's the same. It's the same city. It's the same state. Yeah, it could maybe be a reason, but I also do feel that it is absolutely crucial.
Michael with the goal kick. Olashupo. That had crossed the line. And that's going to be a throw for Noga boys. The title clinched on the 27th of April. A bolt from the blue from Adedayo Olamileko, who is not in the squad today, confirmed Remo Stars as champions. 71 points from 38 games. the first Southwestern club to win the NPFL since Juliusberger in 2000. The first privately owned side to claim the title since Ocean Boys in 2006. Went in with a prize money of 200 million naira. Feels like forever since that happened now.
Indeed, it does feel like forever.
Timely intervention from Leonard.
And eventually Ocean Boys were also diffused into a government-owned franchise over the years. And that just tells you the impact of teams owned by the government in Nigerian football. I think currently in the NPFL we have about 3 teams out of 20. Still a far cry from the Alf that was posited by many years ago.
And so 2025 there's also birth new privately owned sides like Barawa and Kun Khalifa, which is many say a delight for the league. More privately owned sides. First is corner. Rumela, right footed, it's low. And Chiliku gives it away to Alil, who hits it first time.
Sometimes it's difficult to understand the rationale behind some of the decisions of these players, you know. But I think it was just a very rash decision at that time. Stringing passes, interceptions, everything has gone wrong for this team today.
Yeah. The fans will not agree, but that's a foul. Rashida Walabi and Chaka Koulibaly. The NPFL in review 2025. It's been a year where we've seen a lot of players move abroad as well. I mean, like we often see, but feels like this year had more influx. Yeah, and the fans jeering him every time he gets on the ball. Leonard. Not sure that's the right reception for a player who played a key role in leading the team to 4th place in this league. But you can't tell the fans how to react.
Indeed. And you can see that the players, maybe they just feel cross that you didn't even go to the east, you didn't go to the north.
You went to a rival.
You went to a rival, like a direct rival. You a sly, you know, and then they're trying to show him and make him uncomfortable as much as possible. And maybe in a way, that's one of the reasons why he's been having this very unsettling performance so far.
Absolutely, he's been very
edgy.
shaky.
Yes, edgy as well. Every time he gets on the ball, everybody just try to make a fuss about him and all, but I think he's a cool lad and it's something to look forward to in the future. I mean, look at him. He's a man mountain, isn't it? I think he's a 6. Clearly a 6 plus player.
6'4".
Close to 150 pounds, you know. I mean, weight, kg, I mean, thereabout. Looks...
And so?
Yeah, looks very physical. I like him physically, but he's a young lad. You can tell that there's so much of his game that needs to be chiseled off and get better.
Yeah, Leeds United will fine-tune that, don't you think?
Yeah, indeed.
I see Samuel Anakwe getting ready to come on. Yeah, actually, Suleiman Kamil is reading 2 players. There is Theo and Samuel in the meantime. IKORODU City. Through Rubella. Kelly steps in and keeps possession for the Stars. Hadi. And so we'll see those substitutions now. And we're going to see the introduction of Theo, the exit of Michael IKORODU. Now this game getting even more dicey. This play continues. Well, that's a foul. No, Olasupohu, by the way, have got a yellow card already.
And he got that yellow card not because of what he did in a tackle, but because of the way he spoke to the referee. And some referees are very petty, you know. Speaking of pettiness, there's a particular coach in the AFCON who didn't pick a player because he spoke badly about his own GOAT. And when you say GOAT, you mean one of the greatest of all time.
Are you sure that happened in real life?
Yeah, it did happen in real life. And some referees can be that petty and be like, you know what, you were insultive to me earlier, and now I give you another yellow card, and that's you take a walk. So sometimes you question the orientation of some players and how well grounded they are in the emotional and psychological part of the game.
The players.
Yeah. There was no need for you to speak rashly to the referee. You got a yellow card, and now you actually tackled, and that right there was a yellow card offense. It was an elbow to the face of
Arumala?
Of the defender, the dreaded one, Chijioke.
Yeah, Junior Christian?
Junior Christian, I beg your pardon.
And there is Samuel Anakwe, who now coming for Victor Mboma. Michael IKORODU off for Theo. Also popularly known as Matt Gibson, the Liberian winger. Joined on a 2-year deal from Rivers United. A lot of distractions off the pitch.
Many. And you want to know who the culprit is? The same man that was red carded by the referee. And I tell you what exactly, that ain't no gentleman to me.
In the meantime, IKORODU City have got themselves a free kick. 20 more minutes to play. That's a lot of time.
A lot of time for 2 goals, 3 goals. If the two teams were keenly attacking minded, but unfortunately it's not. I think this game has the making of a game that still have just one more goal in it, or you know, we finish like this.
I've called a lot of REMO Stars games over the last 2 years, and sometimes I can't recognize what I watch these days.
Indeed. And it was the same thing I did mention to you earlier. The identity is almost gone. The quality of the tasty football, the juicy football. You know, when REMO Stars are playing, you have an extra oomph to want to go to the stadium because you know you'll be entertained, and it's a well-earned delight for your money. But not these days.
IKORODU City have got themselves a corner. Actually, it's a free kick just towards the far right-hand side. And Samuel Anakwe delaying that. If anything, we're seeing a lot of handback situations for a derby. If the footballers fail to live up to the billing,
the chaos will. The chaos always, I'm going to help you say it, my brother. The chaos always will.
And so we'll see the introduction of the IKORODU City Academy graduate, Dagogo Ibufubara. Scored a belter here a couple of weeks back against Benel Insurance. A rising start for sure. Kilishonwe. This is not so good.
Not again. The last time I saw him get stretched off this way was when I think match day 6 or 7, and he was out for a while. And he's such a player, and he has his boots in his hand already. That means his job is done in this game. And it's just one of those players who is genuinely down. When he's down, he's genuinely down. He doesn't play to the cameras. He doesn't roll on the floor. It's just a very consistent, very top quality performer.
And so Dagogo comes, and instead the Onitsha-born midfielder. Corner whipped into the box, and the rising header from Odinaka Alfred.
And you can see it's a case of miscommunication or no communication in between. Odinaka went up for that ball, and there also was his colleague, but unfortunately just couldn't, get that proper connection.
Only picked up the injury against Nasarawa United. He missed 6 games.
What match day?
Match day 8.
Yeah, I was close. I said match day 6,
Fair enough.
And then he missed 6 games, yeah. And that was the last time we saw him stretch it off.
By the way, Adedayo Olamileko is with the REMO Stars squad. He's not in the matchday squad, but he travelled with the team. Still injured, still recuperating. We'll see a yellow card for Rumula as REMO Stars win themselves a free kick off the right-hand side.
So sometimes I like that zeal when the player who's injured also travelled with his team. He's not in the team list, but he knows that being one of the better experienced players in this team, they need his presence. They need his quality as well in terms of helping the team's camaraderie and mojo as well. And I like that. I like that showing. It shows solidarity as well.
Can they find the right delivery? A good chance for the Stars to shine on the Lagos Stars. Or I should say, on the Lagos Skies. Chileku with that delivery. Spills, cleared away by Rashid Olabi. Just wow. There's a clamour for handball in there as well. Not sure the referee cares. And in the meantime, there's a man down for IKORODU City. What a ball by Chileku. It did look like that was finding the far corner. A couple of bodies in there as well. And Rumala eventually playing defender. IKORODU City can't wait to see this through.
I'm racking my head to be sure if that right there was a proper call for a penalty. But the tempers are flying everywhere, and REMO Stars' performance has been so bad that it's the first time in 15 minutes that we've heard the trumpets of the supporters. I've noticed. You don't need to laugh, Tony. It's the absolute truth. Yeah, because it's, if you pay attention to a lot of details, the performance has been dampened so bad that we can look at them and we can take a look at their stand. It's not as boisterous as it used to be. That corner in Ikene was an absolute party, typically, but they seem to have even lost their voices because it's hard to find a good quality performance by and from this team lately.
That's a foul.
That's a foul, Day.
Barely 15 more minutes before the 90. And Alfred Odenaka, actually, Rashido Olavi seem to be down at the moment, and IKORODU City just at the moment, well, they still lead, so situations like this, I'm not sure if it works in their favor or something, but I'm sure if they were searching for a goal, there'll be more bodies up and running.
Yeah, I think he's genuinely down. I think he is down, and unfortunately for Rashido Olabi, he's had a very decent game. You know, he's one of those players I've clamored for in recent past that he needs to be more included into the run-ins of this team, but not this one at all. This is not a good way for him to go out of this game. I'm glad to see that he's back on his feet.
REMO Stars came into this game as underdogs. I'm sorry, not many times do you hear that, but that's the truth.
Indeed.
Light and darkness apart in terms of performances this campaign.
Sorry, it's a sorry case, really.
IKORODU City hoping to cap up a year of youthful development, tactical innovation. Free kick hit, it's blocked away. Rumala. Adeleke does well to retreats into Matt Gibson. Poor clearance by Junior Christian. Runa had it now. Still Mark Gibson. Since he was brought in from Rivers United, Mike Gibson barely had the opportunity to really show what he can do. And he can now.
Yeah,
this evening, today.
Yeah, it's got like maybe a plus 10 minutes to show. But I like Junior Christian. It's rare to see a player that just loves defending. You know.
Well, that's a one-time ball into Okarocha. That's a confusion, and Okarocha couldn't take advantage.
It was harder to miss. It's harder to score, I beg your pardon. Was it to miss? Okay. That chance was so confusing, it confused me.
Oh my God.
Good God Almighty, that's a goal. There was no pressure. the player and the goalkeeper has already confused themselves. Take your time. The headlines flashed right in front of him.
Oh, what a big chance for our boys. Ahmed Akiele was involved in that chaos with Columba. Parocha just couldn't profit 3 goals this campaign. Gone are the days of the likes of Alade Suleiman, the days of Cole. By the way, Cole is still in the squad. He's been injured for quite some time. The man who scored double figures last season off the bench. Fantastic striker. Adeleke now into Anakwe. The knockback sorted by Michael Atata. Samuel Anakwe scored in that 2-1 win for Remo Stars against Aqua United on the last game of 2024. Did score the other 2-1 win against Aqua United. He's on. Maybe, just maybe, we could see that again. Now they've got a free kick. Chigozie Chileko. Pushing in behind by Leonard Ngenga. Free kick for the home side as we're into the final 5 minutes. And a couple more for sure. Sometimes the standards of your opposition can play a huge role in the quality levels of a football game. And I mean, you reckon that Remo Stars are not where they want to be, are not what they used to be, and just maybe it has robbed off on this fixture in some way.
Indeed. Again, like we said, if this was the other and the other ones, the previous version of the Remo Stars, they would be much more exciting to watch. You know, it's that derby that really has. We can't even say it's been scrappy or tough. It's just normal. The intensity level has been really poor. The quality of play has been very bad as well, and it's really saddening to see.
They were decimated by Mamelodi Sundowns in the CAF Champions League preliminary round after going past Shimiluju.
They've not been decimated here today. They've not been picked apart, but they just haven't shown enough willpower.
Is it desire?
Yeah, the willpower is not there.
I think the desire is there. I think it's a question of maybe quality. Mike Gibson now. For Remo Stars of the right hand side into Hadi. Into Chaka Koulibaly. Hadi not happy with that move from the Malian. I was expecting him to recycle. A man who was brought in from Benga, the Malian Premier Division. By the way, he signed a 4th his former team in the Malian League are currently 4th.
You probably have a lot of questions. I mean, what is he doing? You had a better chance to just hit the ball in the middle of the pack, and only for you to go long and then find yourself in a cul-de-sac.
You can hear the managers screaming, "Go back, go back."
Yeah, because right now it's all about keep what you've killed, no?
It reminded me of Eric Schell yesterday in that 3-2 win over Tunisia. In a game from control to lack of it.
Typical Super Eagles, no? 1 minute you are in heaven, next minute
you're in hell.
You're in hell.
Oh, that's a brilliant ball into Arumala, sets it free. And that's a big time challenge.
And I knew it. A typical Arumala always wants the fine finesse.
If nothing, Ngege Leonard have earned his pay today.
Yeah. And you can see the way he responded to the crowd. That, what have you say now? What you going to tell me now? I did well in that, but I knew Arumala was going to cut back. And I don't understand it. And here's why. Your dominant foot is not right. It's not left, I beg your pardon. You're cutting the ball back to your dominant foot. And you're through on goal. Good God almighty.
Walil, the header into Chileku. Another physical battle. Leonard and Giftudo. Does this game hold something else for us in the offing? Last season, it was a late equalizer by Chinemet Chinonso that rescued a point for IKORODU City.
Now they're in absolute delight right now.
Seem like ironical situations. Now they need REMO Stars a late equalizer.
I think Ngengi has slowly just, earned his money in this particular game now. I like the fact that he's been able to maybe not cover himself in glory, but he's answered all questions thrown to him.
And so 4 minutes minimum of additional time. There'll be the introduction of Temitope Folarin, Kulokanube. Free kick. I think we'll have those substitutions after that free kick is taken by Walil. Alexiola with a culpable pass there. And so those introductions will come now. It's a midfield quality and an attacking quality. Good luck Anuba for Chidere will look to be, and Nahim Odubemi for Temitope Folari. He's had a good game. Could have been better. Raheem still searching for his debut goal. Can Remo Stars break hearts here? Hadi. Give Tudor taking no prisoners. That's going to be a corner. Chiluku takes it short into Hadi. Tata with the punch. Tilsing. Ball handled by Hadi. Remo Stars fans can be consoled by the fact that it's been a year where they've hit the highest of highs.
There's no consolation in knowing that you've also hit the rock bottom in all of that. You can't have it bittersweet. You have to have it either way.
Winning the league is no mean feat, Kirano.
Oh well.
Dakoko.
In that same season, in that same year, they are romancing with relegation.
It's only halfway into the campaign, and there's a chance for restitution.
Oh, there is. If you play better and if the attendance is there, you can.
And so the referee's whistle resounds through the floodlit cauldron of Unicon Stadium on this fateful day. The curtain falls not only on this pulsating Southwestern derby, but on the Nigerian Premier Football League's entire calendar year. A resounding 1-0 triumph for IKORODU City. The unbreakable Oga boys over the valiant yet vanquished Sky Blue Stars of Remo. What a fitting finale it has been in this last dance of 2025. IKORODU City summoned the very soul of Lagos resilience. Their solitary goal, a stroke of destiny etched with fire and precision from Odinaka Alfred. And that stood sentinel against Remo's relentless storms. Their defense, an eternal bastion that repelled every siege. The champions, bearers of last season's crown, poured heart and fury into the fray. Yet tonight, the gods of football perhaps decreed that the underdogs will rise, claiming 3 golden points in a victory that reverberates far beyond these walls. And so, with the echoes of jubilation cascading from the stands, the chants of the faithful rising like a triumphant anthem, players collapsing in weary ecstasy, and the night air thick with the saint of glory achieved. The NPFL bids a majestic farewell to 2025. This derby, this slender yet seismic 1-0 seals it, seals the year's ledger. Dreams realized and deferred, legends forged in the heat of battle, and a promise that a beautiful game in Nigeria burns brighter than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, as this light will soon dim in the final few minutes tonight, we close the chapter on 2025 with hearts full and spirits soaring. IKORODU City stand victorious tonight, but tomorrow beckons with fresh horizons until the league awakens in 2026. Fingers crossed. Yes, we'll see, well, a lot to come. Derbies of many qualities, as we hope that the second half of the NPFL will bring even better ecstasy, quality, and raise the standard of this league, searching for consistency, searching for much needed rise. And so IKORODU City stands victorious in this year's grand finale, a beacon of hope and glory until the whistle blows at you in 2026. We bid you a good night. May the passion endure, and may the beautiful game forever reign supreme. It's finished from the Mobility Johnson Arena. For the last time in 2025, IKORODU City 1, REMO Stars 0.